It's the all-new Sports Visions with Dale Williams and DJ Jones, your 1980 national champions. 1980 and 81 SEC champions, two damn good dogs.
Welcome to the all-new Sports Visions. I'm DJ Jones alongside my good friend and traveling partner Dale Williams. How are you, sir?
What's up, player?
Hey, man, it's Thanksgiving, and I just enjoyed myself. I'm being with my family and friends, and of course watching sports. What else would you want to do?
Nothing but football, eating, football, some more eating, a little nap every now and then. But it's rivalry week, DJ, so we got to get it going.
It is rivalry week, and coming up in just a little bit, we'll have an opportunity to break it down to you. Also have a special treat for you. Jamie DuBose, the head coach of the Central Red Devils, and their quest to win a state championship. All that and more next on Sports Vision.
Every remaining 2017 Nissan must go at Headquarter Nissan. Over 400 left, and they're all priced to sell. Drive a new Rogue for just $19,800. $19,800. Drive a new Altima for just $17,540. $17,540. That's right, a new Rogue just $19,800. A new Altima just $17,540. And they're all backed by a lifetime warranty. Hurry, because once they're gone, they're gone.
Columbus, it's a Nissan town.
Welcome back to Sports Visions. Joining me right now is the 2014 Sports Visions Coach of the Year.
Absolutely.
Central Red Devils head coach Jamie DuBose. How are you, Coach?
I'm doing well. Good to be here.
Great time of year. Great. Everything is going your way this time of year, man.
Yeah, well, we're thankful for a lot of things, being that it's Thanksgiving week, but we're most importantly thankful we're playing. Got another opportunity, got a chance to move on to the state championship game. This is the third time now being in the semifinals, so we hope the third time's a charm.
Coach, from wire to wire, you are picked to win the state, at being one of the best football teams in the state of Alabama. But I'm standing in this beautiful facility right now, and I see why.
Well, it's a commitment. It takes a commitment from the community and the administration. And, Phoenix City's done an outstanding job of giving us what we need. But it's not just in football. Our administration does a great job for all our athletes. This building here is a multi-purpose facility that is utilized by all our athletes. And second, we're going to be getting out of here, and we're going to have softball coming in, and we'll have, I think, wrestling coming in before the day is up. So, a lot of athletes come through here, and it's just a commitment that we've made to be number one in the classroom and number one on the athletic fields.
Coach, I want to ask you, what's been the primary focus to keep this team together and not, losing it and, losing sight of the goal? Because you guys, like I said, ever since August, you guys have been picked to win this thing, and you're right here. Well,
it's a process, and our guys do a great job of understanding the process. We take us out of it. It's not a me thing. It's not a group thing. It's a team, and we care about each other. It's a brotherhood. We talk family all the time. They know that each other cares about each other. We have a lot of speakers come in and talk to these guys about not just football but life. And I think that's where we're winning bigger than anything. Is we're creating better young men, and the whole deal is you played ball, and anybody that's played ball understands when you start understanding it's a family, and you start trusting in the person next to you, and you start believing in the people, and it's a big accountability thing. That's a word in our program, is accountability, and we want everyone to be accountable, from coaches to equipment managers to trainers, and we have a huge big family of about 200 plus, and we meet together, we talk together, and we have our problems like everybody has. A family has problems, but we go in an office and we get it all straightened out and we get everything right. So I think the biggest thing is just the fourth year of this now. Everybody understands the total process, and now that everybody understands where we're going, what we're doing, I think the expectations have been raised each and every year, and I hope this year that step is taken and we finally break that barrier and we get into the state championship game.
Lastly, Coach, there's a lot of young coaches out there that see your success, and, of course, they admire what you've done. But just speak to those guys out there as far as how this process ended up being where you are now.
Well, the biggest thing is it can't be about you. And that's the one thing I try to tell all the young coaches that come in and everybody else. It's not what you know, it's what your guys can do. And it's about respect. It's, as adults, we have to earn respects of our players too. It's not just coming in and demanding respect. It's about gaining respect, and it's about having players want to play for you, and those guys believing in you, and those guys trusting in you, and you got to be there for them at all times. And our players are there for me. I'm there for them. We're going to be there in times of need no matter what, and just stick with your process and be fair about everything. That's the biggest thing. You can't change it. We have a player 1 that's really, really good, and we've got a player 133 that may not be as good as 1, not even close. But we're going to treat player 133 just like we do player 1. And the same rules exist for both. Nothing changes. You just have to be firm and consistent about what you're doing. And things will win, and stay to the process. And, hey, at the end of the day, hard work pays off. And you got to work hard, and you got to continue to do it, and things will work out for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Central Red Devils head coach Jamie DuBose. We'll be right back after these messages.
Come on out to the Office Sports Bar and Grill. Whether meeting up with friends, colleagues, or family, you will feel right at home. We have live music from local artists, happy hour from 4 to 6 daily, and outstanding daily specials. The Office Sports Bar and Grill is not your typical sports bar. Come, eat and drink like a boss.
Hello, everybody. I'm DJ Jones. You might know me from my athletic career at Carver High School, University of Georgia, or my sports broadcasting career. I know a lot of people, but when it comes to an attorney I trust, I call Forrest B. Johnson.
I'm Forrest Johnson of Forrest B. Johnson & Associates. And I want to let you know how proud we are to be a part of your community, a part of the Columbus community and the Phoenix, Alabama community. Consider us first. When you or any member of your family has been involved in an automobile accident, remember, car wreck, get a check.
Call now, 706-223-5380.
Call now. Every remaining 2017 Nissan must go at Headquarter Nissan. Over 400 left, and they're all priced to sell. Drive a new Rogue for just $19,800. $19,800. Drive a new Altima for just $17,540. $17,540. That's right, a new Rogue just $19,800. A new Altima just $17,540. And they're all backed by a lifetime warranty. Hurry, because once they're gone, they're gone.
Columbus, it's a Nissan town.
And welcome back to Sports Visions. Dale, let's talk some college football. It's rivalry week, and I know when you talk about rivalries, especially in the South, there's none bigger than Auburn, Alabama, Georgia, Georgia Tech. But everybody on every corner of the United States, I'm sure they think that their rivalry is bigger than the others.
I think the rivalry week, DJ, that's what college football is all about. And I think that's really will make it one thing better than the NFL. But it's rivalry week. You got Auburn. You got Alabama, Iron Bowl, and then you got that clean, old-fashioned hate against Georgia and Georgia Tech.
Well, let's just start right off the bat with the number 1 ranked Alabama Crimson Tide. Of course, they played Mercer this past week as a warm-up to the Iron Bowl. And, Nick Saban, I think he got what he needed to get out of that. He got a total execution on offense and defense, despite the injuries that he had coming into the game.
Well, really, like you said, DJ, the Mercer game was to get some kids on the field that have not had a chance to play, get a little depth going, and really some people can nurse some injuries. I think they accomplished that 56-0 game. I think really this is the game. This is the game that they've been practicing for all summer long, ever since last year. So this is going to be a big-time game.
Jalen Hurts was hitting on all cylinders and was executing excellently. And, of course, the young recruit off the bench, I call him T, and he's the young Hawaiian quarterback. He had excellent touch, left-handed quarterback. He even had an opportunity. He threw 3 touchdowns. And
Jalen Hurts throws 3 touchdowns. One of the things I'm going to say, DJ, I think Jalen Hurts is the most underrated quarterback in the whole country. I think everybody just take for granted that Alabama just going to roll, and, Jalen Hurts just goes about his business each week. But I got him as one of the top quarterbacks and even a Heisman candidate at the whole thing, because really he's navigating the number 1 team in the country.
Before we talk about the matchup between Auburn and Alabama, let's go ahead and quickly talk about Auburn's run against University of Louisiana Monroe. And I know that Jarrett Stidham continues to grow as that offense grows. They started out slow, but they came out and got it on the right track in the second half. And man, when they got it on track, they blew them out.
Oh, yeah, I think he's been executing very well this whole year, DJ. He had a bad game against Clemson, a little worse game against LSU, but at the same time, DJ, I think really he's been grooming for a time like this, coming up this Alabama game, and really his legend is going to be dictated on how he plays this week.
Auburn and Alabama, number 1 Alabama, and again, some people are thinking that Auburn is poised and set to win the West in this Iron Bowl matchup.
Well, I think really, DJ, when Auburn has been groomed just like Alabama has been groomed, big, physical, teams. And I think really whoever can handle the physicality of the game, DJ, that's who's going to win the game. The one that didn't have any turnovers, that's going to be the winner of the game. And then the other thing that jumps out at me, DJ, that the way Gus Malzahn calls against the Alabama team, he does a good job of having a good game plan for this game. And really, if he can score some points quick, get a couple of defensive stops, get a turnover here and there, it could be an interesting ending, DJ.
Now, the matchup as it is, of course, a lot of folks are thinking that, Auburn is poised to knock off the #1 team in the country for the second times in 3 weeks, of course, knocking off Georgia, 2 weeks ago. But bottom line is we're looking forward to that matchup. Let's talk about Georgia and Kentucky. Of course, coming off of a butt whooping against Auburn, I think that we were both there and we had an opportunity to see the Georgia Bulldogs play and like we thought they would, get up off the deck after being knocked out and go out and play lights out.
I think, I just think that things that they didn't do last week against Auburn, they wanted to make sure they got off to a good start. I think they were a little bit more physical this week, but you're playing against Kentucky, but everybody was playing physical, a little bit faster. The running game got back intact. They almost had, a 500-yard total offense, which is great. The defense gave up a lot of stuff, but at the same time, DJ, I'm not really impressed with the defense like it's been being. It's no attack mode, no aggression, and I think they're going to have to play better to beat Georgia Tech.
Absolutely, and when you talk about what Georgia Tech was able to do coming into the game, we know that the triple option, regardless of how bad Georgia Tech played in their last game, coming into this matchup in Atlanta, of course, you have an opportunity to go up against a team, and again, you have to be bowl eligible. Regardless, Georgia Tech still has to win one more game to be considered or eligible for a bowl.
That's right, DJ, and they lost again this week against Duke, and if you don't have if you don't win 6 games, you're not bowl eligible, and then you're playing against your rival team. I mean, you can throw the records out, but this is all everything for Georgia Tech. So really, that puts a little bit more pressure on Georgia. Georgia's going to have to get off to a fast start. They're going to have to control the ball just like Georgia Tech usually does, but they're going to have to get off to a fast start, and they're going to have to stop Daquan Marshall.
Absolutely, and again, the whole thing is the seniors that came back, naming Nick Chubb, Sony Michel, you talk about Lorenzo Carter and Davin Bellamy. Those were the 4 of the 31 seniors that the University of Georgia has on the roster. You know what? That's what the theme of this season has been about. They want to win a championship, and the only way they can get to the championship that really means something to them, they have to knock off Georgia Tech, and then on December the 2nd, the winner between Auburn and Alabama.
Well, the table's been set for these seniors, man, and really hats off to the senior class, DJ, because this is what we're going to have to kind of judge Kirby Smart on when he has his senior class, his first senior class. If there's 31 guys that's come back for their senior year and they're playing, they're contributing, I guarantee you it's going to be a success story, just like the Nick Chubbs of the world, the Sony Michel of the world, and Lorenzo Carter. These guys have had a great senior class.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our Chick-fil-A picks of the week.
All right, DJ, our Chick-fil-A picks of the week. We got Alabama will travel to Auburn to play the Tigers over there. Georgia against Georgia Tech in Atlanta, Georgia's Grant Field. Clemson against South Carolina. Michigan against Ohio State. Texas A&M against LSU. Texas against Texas Tech. And Florida against Florida State. Don't forget to email all your picks to Dale Williams at sportsvisionusa.com.
Give your gathering something to gather around. Try catering at Chick-fil-A.
Welcome, everybody. This is Headquarter Nissan. This is James Starworth. We got a lot going on. Of course, it's Black Friday coming up. We got Thanksgiving specials. We got 0% on new vehicles. We got lifetime warranty. We got a lot of stuff going. We got over 700 vehicles here at the dealership. You got to get off that couch. I know you're probably sitting on E now. This is Sports Vision. You got to come to Headquarter Nissan and come out here, and we got some deals for you. I got TVs giveaway. I got some gift cards to give away. I got a lot of programs, but you have to get off that couch and come to Headquarter Nissan and check out our inventory. We got special for the military. I know a lot of military are going to be off this weekend. You got to come out. You all eating, you going on vacation. You got to come out Headquarter Nissan. We got lifetime oil change for military. first responders. There's no reason not to come to headquarter Nissan. You know me, I'm James. I'm always telling you to get off that couch. Whether you're in the military, you're out there marching in that line. Get out of that line and tell them you got to come to headquarter Nissan and check out some of these specials. You can go to headquarternissan.com, you can go to hqn.com, or you can dial 706-225-8100. But all roads lead to headquarter Nissan at 1725 Wilson Boulevard, next to Hollywood Theater, under the giant American flag. I look forward to seeing you guys later.
Attention Columbus, Fort Benning, Phoenix City, and the surrounding areas. Sports Visions Entertainment presents the Party Bus Lifestyle. Take a trip with us. Don't worry about driving. 15, 25, 30 of your sorority sisters, fraternity brothers, family, or friends. Get to travel in luxurious lifestyle, in town or out of town visits. Come travel with us and experience the exclusive luxury Party Bus Lifestyle. Call 706-681-1136 or 706-681-5192. And welcome back to Sports Visions. Dale, it's now time for our Falcons Report. And, of course, the Falcons played on Monday night this week, obviously, which had a conflict with us being able to report on them. But going in, we knew that the Falcons had to take care of business on the road and hopefully going out to the Pacific Northwest against a very decent Seattle Seahawks team, they were able to come back with a victory.
You know, like we've been saying for the last 2 weeks, DJ, every game that the Falcons play is playoff in contention, and they must win those games. Really, for playing Seattle Seahawks, you know, just for the standing, because if the playoffs had to start right now, the Falcons would not be in the playoffs.
Speaking of playoffs, when you talk about what's going on in the NFC South, man, you have to be impressed with what's going on down in New Orleans, man, because you know what? Drew Brees and that team, they have been playing lights out, and you know what? After starting the season, 0-2.
That's right, really, and they got younger players, they got better players. The Mark Ingram piece has been big. Kamari, that's been big for us. The running back piece is concerned, but then the other piece is Drew Brees going to do his thing. Drew Brees has been great. Drew Brees is my pick as the MVP at this point, but at the same time, the actual defense of the New Orleans Saints have been the reason why they've been so successful.
Absolutely. Now, get back to the Falcons. I know going into the game against Seattle, Julio Jones was held out for the most of the week, and I know he tweaked his ankle in the prior game. However, when you talk about the Falcons, again, Julio Jones has to have an all-pro type season. He has to be healthy.
He's got to be healthy, DJ, but when you out of practice, he seems like he can't get in the sync because he's not healthy enough to even practice in these games. So it's going to be interesting how he develops and continues to get better, because the Falcons got to get better. They need Julio.
Let's talk about how the Falcons can chase the Saints, because the Saints seem to be distancing themselves from the rest of the pack when you consider, you know, they're out front right now at 8-2.
That's right, 8-2. You know, they're stretching out, DJ. And like I said, if we started today, the playoffs started today, the Falcons wouldn't be in. You got the Panthers that are right there in a playoff mode. You got the Panthers and you got the Seahawks. You know, but far as the standings are concerned, the Philadelphia Eagles are the hottest team other than the Saints, the Eagles. They're leading the East. And then you can look at the North, you got the Minnesota Vikings. Out West you go, you got the L.A. Rams. So everybody's playing good football in the NFC. And, you know, as far as the AFC is concerned, you know, the Patriots there again, DJ.
Yes, they are. Now, again, you can't leave out the Pittsburgh Steelers because, you know what, for some reason they seem to, you know, catch their breath. And Ben Roethlisberger and those the triple threat that they have up there, man, these guys are playing lights out.
They are, DJ. And, you know, you look around, you know, the AFC piece, and we've been talking about them for the last couple of years. Jacksonville Jaguars, they lead the South, and, you know, they're playing, you know, they continue to play good football. They have a great defense. They have been stacking players for the last 4 years. Then you look out West, you know, who's out, you know, the teams out West. You know, the Broncos have been on a slide here lately, but at the same time, it's going to be some good football to be played. But, you know, man, when you know the Patriots are playing, the Kansas City Chiefs are playing, you know, and then the Steelers, they always there. So it's going to be interesting, man.
Now, getting back to the Atlanta Falcons, they're going to be hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, of course, this Sunday. And, you know, Tampa Bay has really headed south because I know Jameis Winston has some injury problems, but, you know, they're having issues down there. And I hope that the Atlanta Falcons can capitalize on that because, you know, every conference win is definitely a step in the right direction.
It's a step in the right direction, DJ. And like I said, this week they play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They must win that game. Tampa Bay is a division rivalry. All the teams that are in the Atlanta division are division rivalries, but at the same time, the Falcons cannot afford to lose this game.
All right, we're going to take a short break. This is Sports Visions.
Hey, Steve, check out this guy's leg.
Yeah, looks like a real nasty moving back in with his parents.
What? No, I just broke my leg.
No, this is a full-blown move into the basement. You're gonna be out of work. Without that money from Aflac, you might miss your rent.
Oh, I just moved out.
Bummer, man. Hey, I used to have my own place.
Yeah?
Nah, I live with my mom. But it's cool.
Health can change, but the life you love doesn't have to. Keep your lifestyle healthy with
Aflac.
Every remaining 2017 Nissan must go at Headquarter Nissan. Over 400 left, and they're all priced to sell. Drive a new Rogue for just $19,800. $19,800. Drive a new Altima for just $17,540. $17,540. That's right, a new Rogue just $19,800. A new Altima just $17,540. And they're all backed by a lifetime warranty. Hurry, because once they're gone, they're gone.
Columbus, it's a Nissan town.
And welcome back to Sports Vision. It's now time for one of our favorite segments, On the Wall. And what makes it so special for us is because we get to hear from you, and you ask us questions via email, via Facebook. If you see us on the street, they want to know, and they want to know our opinion, and they want us to broadcast it on the air. So, of course, with the most recent firings, and I know several SEC coaches have been gone. Of course, Florida has lost their coach, McElwain. Bush Jones is gone over at Tennessee. They talk about Belima being on the hot seat and a few others. Dale, what do you think the state of college football is becoming right now?
Well, everybody wants a winner, man, and whatever it takes, they think of as Tommy Tuberville says, the flavor of the month. Whatever coach is hot right now, he gets to be the hot coach again, to come in to try to save a program. But really, man, it's a big investment, and people are really, if you don't win, you're out, DJ.
I see what Jim Mara has been let go by UCLA as well. And again, when you talk about it, it's probably going to be another at least half dozen or so firings before the season's over.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting how they reshuffle all these guys, recycle some of these coaches, see where the Charlie Strongs of the world, where they end up. They're going to stay where they are, or they're going to stay put. It's really just a musical chairs, DJ, right now. But at the same time, it's so much money involved, DJ, that a 5-5 season can cost you about $10-15 million, from TV revenue for the schools, even though they're doing fine. But it's a lot that goes into a football program, and then the coach is the leader of that program, and if he's not doing the job, they want to get him out now.
Well, the culture of the game has definitely changed. I know you and I came up in the era where, Coach Dooley coached pretty much as long as he wanted to. And, those days are over, and it's all about business. Like, again, when you mentioned the network TV money and, of course, all the bowl games and winning, it's so much more money on the table that it's just become business. And, the days of being on a campus 5 to 10 years is just not there anymore. If you don't show promise after your second or third year, you pretty much the writing is on the wall.
That's right, DJ. And, you talk about Coach Dooley, even when we went to Georgia, Coach Dooley was established. He was an established coach at that time, legendary coach at that time. At the same time now, for us getting a good coach in place, there's not a lot of Nick Sabans running around out there, DJ. You get Kirby, you get apprentices from coaches like Saban, but at the same time, DJ, so much goes into being a head coach. It's almost like they're doing something half the job of the athletic director.
You mentioned Saban, but the new era of the Saban is the Dabo Swinney. And, of course, we'll have the pleasure of having Dabo in town for our Columbus Valley Area High School football luncheon. And you know what? He's the guy that obviously deal with and we keep saying millennial athletes, and you know what that means, obviously. But he seems to have it figured out. He knows how to talk to and motivate the athletes of today, and he knows how to go into their homes and let their parents know that he's going to take care of them.
I think really he is the prototypical coach right now, DJ, the millennial coach, the player coach that is needed now. He can coach. He knows the game. He knows the sports. He has a great legacy, DJ, and he knows how to recruit guys on and off the field. He has a great lineage of players. He got a history of being a good coach at Clemson, playing the game himself. If you had to do the characteristics of a coach that you want right now, Dabo would definitely be the man, DJ.
And again, one of the things that people are missing on Dabo is that he's not afraid to talk politics. He's not afraid to talk social, economic, or social consciousness today. And he speaks in favor of course, the athletes. And you know what? You would want to go out and play for a guy like that because you know that this guy will fight for you.
He will. I mean, really, he is the ideal head coach. If I was looking for a coach, I'm at Tennessee. I would try to get somebody to fit that mold also, because you got to know the game. You got to be able to go into the kids' home and talk to them about recruiting, because that's the other piece. Even when you get let go or you don't let go, you got to recruit some kids. And, if you got a question mark on your coach, you're not doing your program any favors, DJ, by going around Butch Jones and all these guys. You got to get some players, man.
All right, we'll be right back after these messages.
Give your gathering something to gather around. Try catering at Chick-fil-A.
Hello, everybody. I'm DJ Jones. You might know me from my athletic career at Carver High School, University of Georgia, or my sports broadcasting career. I know a lot of people, but when it comes to an attorney I trust, I call Forrest B. Johnson.
I'm Forrest Johnson of Forrest B. Johnson & Associates. And I want to let you know how proud we are to be a part of your community, a part of the Columbus community and the Phoenix, Alabama community. Consider us first. When you or any member of your family has been involved in an automobile accident, remember, car wreck, get a check.
Call now, 706-223-5380. Call.
Hey, Steve, check out this guy's leg.
Yeah, looks like a real nasty moving back in with his parents.
What? No, I just broke my leg.
No, this is a full-blown move into the basement. You're going to be out of work. Without that money from Aflac, you might miss your rent.
Oh, I just moved out.
Bummer, man. Hey, I used to have my own place.
Yeah?
Nah, I live with my mom. But it's cool.
Health can change, but the life you love doesn't have to. Keep your lifestyle healthy with
Aflac.
And welcome back to today's final segment of Sports Vision's Deal. I tell you what a pleasure it is to catch up with our guy over there, Jamie DuBose, man. They're on track to take care of business. And you know what? I just really been impressed with his career, what he's been able to do, the excitement that he's created in that community over there. And, he's a good guy.
He's a good guy, DJ, and it's a perfect example of bringing in a well-seasoned coach like a Jamie DuBose to a great program like Central that's already up and standing, And basically, I think at Central, the players and the atmosphere over there makes it easy for Jamie to be a good coach.
And, of course, it's rivalry week, and you and I both will be over at Bobby Dodd to catch the Georgia Tech game. And I know most of you will be tuning in to not only the Georgia Tech game, but also the Iron Bowl. And you know what? What happens in that Iron Bowl really will determine a whole lot more than just the conference championship.
All eyes will be on the SEC this week. A lot of people are going to be watching the Georgia Tech game, but that Iron Bowl piece with Alabama and Auburn, we know it's going to be a great game. And then we'll be able to find out what's going on after that.
And also locally, high school football is definitely in the playoff mode, but high school basketball has kicked off, Dale. And there's a lot of teams that are playing and scrambling, trying to get themselves together before they start playing conference games.
Well, that's going to be interesting too, DJ. I have not got a chance to see any basketball yet, but I see all the brackets and all the kickoff classes getting ready to start, and it's going to be an interesting season anyway.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for all the time we have for today's show. For Dale Williams, I'm DJ Jones, reminding you to keep your eye on the ball. Have a great week.